Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we are looking at the Pink Lemonade trade paperback by the amazing Nick Cagnetti, who also happens to have a very dope pinup in the Big Bang comic book anthology that I'm editing coming up. I'm going to drop a little preview of that at the end of the video, so that'll be worth sticking around to the end. So this is what we are talking about today, folks. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. What a revelation Nick Cagnetti is. I mean, every once in a while, a fresh voice, new creator comes along and just blows everyone away. I feel like everyone just loves Nick Cagnetti, and how could you not? He puts his heart and his soul into his art, and it is freaking amazing. He has like a retro kind of Mike Allred kind of vibe happening. And Mike is one of his heroes. Terrific and original like crazy, says Michael Allred of Madman fame. Of course, we all know him. But look at the fun. The protagonist, Pink Lemonade, she is just like a beacon of hope, and just like this is such an original, amazing comic book. I love it so much. So it is so good. If you guys like, I'm so happy. Like I came into it kind of late. Towards the end, wasn't able to get like the first few issues. Luckily, I interviewed Nick for my channel, if you want to look for that in my playlist, and he did send me some PDFs, but I'm so happy to have the frickin' trade paperback in my hands right now. By Nick Cagnetti with Francois Vigneault and Don Simpson. I love the design of Pink Lemonade. It's so cool. I don't know, like judo-ish, right? Or something. I don't know. Just a fun, crazy sensibility. Such a great classic comic superhero, and a tropey in the best ways possible. This is told through the lens of like it's almost like a cautionary tale, like how awful and beholden we are to like the entertainment world. Pink Lemonade just sort of wakes up and she's just like a blank slate. She has no idea. She has this costume and this motorcycle. And I think Money in Her Pocket, if I remember correctly, OJ Bod is such a standout character. Like, I don't even know how, like, definitely a cartoon would be in order for this. Like, I don't know how they would imagine it, but I mean, look at this double page spread. Nick just goes till it hurts. This is so gorgeous. Like I said, has done this like an amazing 2 page spread Berkzerker for my Big Bangs comics anthology, and he's just like the master of the 2 page spread. This is gorgeous. His color is like another one of his strengths, and just his imaginative page layouts and the detail, and I don't know, I just feel like there's nothing this man can't draw. Like he's never afraid to put in interesting angles and just like sweeping establishing shots. So she wakes up and she doesn't really know who she is, but she just kind of is a force for good, and she knows she has this innate goodness and she just wants to help people. I said this before in my other reviews, but I feel like Pink Lemonade is sort of like this low key like handbook on how to be a good person, and it doesn't beat you over the head with it. I love a page like this too. I mean, this, speaks to Nick's fanboy sensibility. I mean, look at that. What collector doesn't recognize some sort of room, comic book store, or, toy shop like that? The characters are just super likable. I love the fact that there's a female protagonist. You know, I mean, she's pink. You know what I mean? She's a girl. Um, is that a trope? Is that cliche? You know what I mean? It's like pink for girls, blue for boys. Not necessarily. I mean, she's riding a motorcycle. I think this is kind of a perfect example of a character that would have so much appeal for boys and girls. Although that's hard to say in my opinion, because as a little boy I would have ate her up regardless. Because she would have looked. I would love to have like a little pink lemonade doll just alongside, my Batgirl doll or whatever like that. But speaking of which, like, how bad do these need to be action figures? Todd McFarlane, are you watching? Of course you are. You're always watching my channel. But McFarlane Toys needs to get on a line of freaking Pink Lemonade. They're so cute. I just like the design sense is just like so imaginative and all over the place and so good. Like there are just tons like this sort of redeemed, kind of like a stuntman jerk. I don't know. Just like so many great characters. The villain. I mean, it just, it's fresh and modern, but retro and classic at the same time. It's like one of the most bizarre yet satisfying experiences and lovely comic books you will ever read in your entire life. I mean, the art alone would be worth it, but the cohesiveness of the story and just the way the pacing and the way Nick just handles everything. And Don Simpson is inking or drawing, at least inking like something in here, and I feel like I'll recognize it when it pops up. But I know it involves this dude, and it's one of those things where I feel like I see it before, but then I'll know it 100% when it pops up but it just shows like the fact that Nick had Don Simpson work on this book. It kind of shows like the indie sort of reverence. I mean, another gorgeous gold double page spread and so fun unicorns, purple unicorns and rainbows. I mean, and oddly, like if you didn't like read this and just looked at it, you would think, wow, this is just like bright magical fantasy land where everything's just cheery and happy. But there's a lot of sinister things going on behind the scenes. Like Pink Lemonade, of course, is being taken advantage of. This right here is the Don Simpson stuff, by the way. I mean, like I said, can't you just tell? And it is beautiful. Don Simpson definitely belongs in the world of Pink Lemonade. He has his 1963 X amount of comics out around right now. I should be getting mine in the mail, so that is coming soon for review purposes, darlings. But anyway, I mean, look at this body of work. Is this just not crazy? I mean, 6 issues collected all together. I feel like he started as like a Kickstarter and then just was successful and then sort of, as he told me in our interview, like just basically put a shout out, like, okay, who wants to publish this? And Oni is like, okay, we do. So good on you, Oni. It's weird. Oni isn't really a company I've super familiar with or collected much over the years, but they definitely put out, some unique stuff, and I think this definitely fits within their catalog for sure. I think Nick has did a short story for the amazing anthology series Zeno, and he just released some other preview art. The man is busy, and I'm so happy to see that. I don't know how I feel. Like his Zeno story was so good, and I feel like he has so many like tricks up his sleeve. Um, I mean, these double page spreads just are the gift that keeps giving. Like, can you believe how amazing this is? I would 100% adore seeing this in treasury size because I think it is so worthy of that. I mean, this is the type of book that you read and reread because or it takes you forever to read it the first time because you're just kind of marveling at like the level of nuance and sort of, detail and depth of the storytelling that's going on here. It's just such a great book. Classic, I mean, like, I don't know, he just hit everything on every note. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a franchise, it could be a cartoon, it could be a movie. I mean, I can see the toys. I want the merchandise so bad. It just looks so good. I mean, Nick is just a genius. He is like one of those cartoonists that, like I said, come along, everyone in a generation. Although, I reveal so many great cartoonists, and there's so many great, beautiful comic books out there. So it's strange, like comics feel like they're shrinking, and everyone's always predicting the death of comics. But for the love of comics, it's the one thing that you can do on your own. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, this was eventually published by Oni, but Nick did it on his own as a Kickstarter and, just put in the work. I mean, I think that goes to show too, like, don't sit around waiting for Marvel and DC to hire you because that's gonna lead to heartbreak eventually anyway, I feel, unless you're like, I don't know, Jim Lee or somebody crazy like that. But I don't know, do your own IP, do your own comic, make your own comics, and if you really want to. But then again, if you can draw and you can't, you know, write, then I guess find a writing partner. I love this too. This is like so much fun. He put in these different like 3D imaging and just like these crazy different versions of Pink Lemonade in here. I mean, it's just one of the sort of gimmicks, for lack of a better word, that make Pink Lemonade so much fun. I mean, to get to see this sort of style that, you know, he's created by Zavi Zaret, the evil entertainment mogul in the book, who basically stole the rights to Pink Lemonade, which is kind of timely right now, going on with the actors' strike and stuff like that. Like, I actually like very much in line with all of that. You know what I mean? It's like the debate over royalties and your worth as an actor is crazy, or your image. And this, he's like trying to emulate the old Scooby Doo cartoons. I mean, come on. Like, what other comic book out there is like this? You will not find another comic book. And then this, like, like, sort of like old school digital art is so crazy. It's such a beautiful book. Look at that. And then this, like, freaking, like, I don't know. Like, this is the closest we have to an action figure right now. And I'll take it. And then like the what do you call it, the rubber hose style. I mean, Nick had talked about, he had went through a whole lot during the making of this, and making comics is kind of, I'm experiencing a little bit of this myself lately because I'm working very hard on that Big Bang anthology. I was talking about a lot of coloring, a lot of sketching, inking, scripting, blah blah blah, and on one hand, it's such an amazing experience to be able to share your art and like comics with everybody, but it's kind of lonely and isolating at the same time. But it can also serve as like a companion. So I feel like I've gone off on this weird tangent, but what else am I going to say? You're looking at the art, right? I'm not spoiling the story. You're going to have to buy the goddamn trade paperback yourself, you cheap fucks. I know you're already just like here, so you don't have to buy it, but don't you want to buy it? So many people want to buy it after my flip throughs and that's why I do it, to support the folks, because they be amazing. And look at these gorgeous, I don't know, prelims, sketches, da da da. I love the extras. Um, the alternate covers. Um, Love that, dude. The Jim Rugg variant, like how gorgeous is that? I mean, that is so cool. I love that Jim Rugg did the cover for our Big Bang book. So the comic book industry is very incestuous and tight knit, and I would have it no other way. Shaky Kane, I need to more Shaky Kane in my life. I love that. I do have weird work coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Just another reason to, very gorgeous, subscribe to my channel is because you never know what great books like this I'm going to review, and you're always going to want to know. So turn on those notifications, hit like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the preview of that gorgeous Berkzerker centerfold that Nick has done for us. Congrats on another beautiful book, Nick. I am a fan for life. I will follow you wherever you go and hopefully get you to work on every single project I have coming in the future. You are the best. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I know it's repetitive, but you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta turn on those notifications, and you gotta share the content. That's all I ask. Anyway, see you soon.